care and creativity. With every cup, we elevate every coffee moment into a movement with taste and purpose. Protecting what's precious to ensure exceptional quality. Celebrating farmers as artists who craft rare coffee. Reviving devastated farmlands to grow new beginnings. Transforming capsules into infinite possibilities. With every cup, we continue a journey that started 30 years ago with millions of coffee lovers. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso. What else?
Okay. Oh, you want me to start with this one?
Care is protecting a way of life for generations.
Care is about balancing human activities with nature.
Thinking practically and responsibly.
Respetar la naturaleza.
Committing to be carbon neutral by 2022.
Care is taking action on behalf of fairness and sustainability.
Creating resilient communities.
Recognizing women's strength.
Sentir amor y determinación por lo que hago.
Empowering women everywhere.
Mejorar la calidad de vida de los caficultores.
Making sure farmers have a stable income.
Taking their destiny into their own hands.
El cuidado es proteger a mi familia.
Respecting farmers' craft in every cup.
Care is the difference.
The difference.
The difference.
La diferencia.
Care is bringing passion to everything you do.
Devotion to every detail.
Care is rich cocoa notes with a hint of fruit.
Elevar el sabor único de cada café que creamos.
Care is letting me finish this cup of coffee.
Care is creating a product that inspires the world.
Refining your craft.
Care is a gift and a promise. A gift from those before us and a promise to those who follow.
What else?
Glad you asked. Care is a call to all mankind to help the earth know her name again. Care is a service to our communities, our environments, service to a future where hope truly is eternal because we worked for it, we advocated and built a way to it, and we'll make that journey together.
Care is doing more listening than talking.
Sharing your gifts.
Care is producing something that makes people happy.
Care is supporting our community, because together we're stronger.
Care is when a company of environmentalists, parents, socially conscious individuals, people just like you, set out to prove the good that good taste can do.
Proving good taste and good values go hand in hand.
Made with care.
Hecho con cuidado.
For all we're doing, it's still just a start.
Care is what goes into every single cup of Nespresso.
Nespresso. What else? With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world that preserves the best of our world with human care and creativity. With every cup, we elevate every coffee moment into a movement with taste and purpose. Protecting what's precious to ensure exceptional quality. Celebrating farmers as artists who craft rare coffee. Reviving devastated farmlands to grow new beginnings. Transforming capsules into infinite possibilities. With every cup, we continue a journey that started 30 years ago with millions of coffee lovers. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso. What else?
Okay.
Oh, you want me to start with this one?
Care is protecting a way of life for generations.
Care is about balancing human activities with nature.
Thinking practically and responsibly.
Respetar la naturaleza.
Committing to be carbon neutral by 2022.
Care is taking action on behalf of fairness and sustainability.
Creating resilient communities.
Recognizing women's strength.
Sentir amor y determinación por lo que hago.
Empowering women everywhere.
Mejorar la calidad de vida de los caficultores.
Making sure farmers have a stable income.
Taking their destiny into their own hands.
El cuidado es proteger a mi familia.
Respecting farmers' craft in every cup.
Care is the difference.
The difference.
The difference.
La diferencia.
Care is bringing passion to everything you do.
Devotion to every detail.
Care is rich cocoa notes with a hint of fruit.
Elevar el sabor único de cada café que creamos.
Care is letting me finish this cup of coffee.
Care is creating a product that inspires the world.
Refining your craft.
Care is a gift and a promise. A gift from those before us and a promise to those who follow.
What else?
Glad you asked. Care is a call to all mankind to help the earth know her name again. Care is a service to our communities, our environments, service to a future where hope truly is eternal because we worked for it, we advocated and built a way to it, and we'll make that journey together.
Care is doing more listening than talking.
Sharing your gifts.
Care is producing something that makes people happy.
Care is supporting our community because together we're stronger.
Care is when a company of environmentalists, parents, socially conscious individuals, people just like you, set out to prove the good that good taste can do.
Proving good taste and good values go hand in hand.
Made with care.
Hecho con cuidado.
For all we're doing, it's still just a start.
Care is what goes into every single cup of Nespresso.
Nespresso. What else?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Nespresso Talent's 2021 awarding ceremony. To officially start our program, let us pay tribute and honor to our country with the Philippine National Anthem, followed by an opening prayer to be led by Milet Valdez, Novateur Coffee Concepts Marketing Head.
Sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang Almighty Father, we glorify your name. We give you praise and thanks for your infinite love and blessings. We are especially thankful for this time today when we get to acknowledge and celebrate Filipino talent and ingenuity. Thank you for all those who participated in this year's Nespresso Talents, for their stories of hope, perseverance, and love despite these very challenging and uncertain times. We are grateful for the opportunity to provide a platform through which these inspiring narratives can be told. We pray that these filmmakers continue in their journey. May they move more hearts and minds, lift spirits, and drive action. We lift up to you, Lord, our country and our countrymen. Let us take care of each other. Let us be blessings and reminders of your love. May we, individually and collectively, find ways to contribute positively through our talents, our resources, our capacities, so that we can create a future full of hope and promise. Be in our midst this afternoon and always. Keep us and all of our loved ones safe and healthy. This we ask in Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome all of you to the Nespresso Talents 2021 Local Awarding Ceremony. We are currently live on Nespresso Philippines Facebook page. Hello and welcome to our viewers over there as well. My name is Lexi Schultz and I'll be your host for this afternoon. I'm sure that all of you are as excited as I am, and I can't wait to introduce you to all of the winning entries for Nespresso Talents 2021. We saw a lot of promising stories from new breeds of filmmakers who pushed the boundaries of traditional filmmaking and took on the challenge to unleash their creativity and showcase their stories in a vertical format. Before anything else, we would like to acknowledge our media friends. Thank you so much. We do appreciate the stories you shared about this competition. To our partners, this year's Nespresso Talents would not have been possible without the Film Development Council of the Philippines. And I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Ms. Wilma Isleta, who is attending on behalf of the FDCP team. We'd also like to thank the De La Salle College of St. Benilde Film School. And I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Jag Garcia of the DLSU Film School. And finally, we'd also like to thank Educacion.ph. I would like to also acknowledge the presence of a very esteemed guest. We are honored to have here with us this afternoon, Nespresso SA Marketing Lead for Southeast Asia, Ms. Pei Hua Ko.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It is a true honor to be here for this really exciting and meaningful event. All the best to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Pei Hua. And to everyone, thank you for making the annual event a continued success. Feel free to post today's event and don't forget to use the official hashtags Nespresso Talents and everything. You can also tag our official accounts at Nespresso.phl on Facebook and at Nespresso.ph on Instagram. Be a force for good. This was the mission for aspiring and professional filmmakers alike for this year's Nespresso Talents. launched last March, the International Vertical Filmmaking Competition aims to showcase extraordinary talents from around the world with a theme that focuses on doing is everything for its 6th edition. Rooting from the challenging realities that we've been faced with, it conveys that even the smallest action can create an extraordinarily positive change in the lives of others. Throughout the competition, Nespresso Talents Philippines received 71 film entries, establishing that the competition is getting further recognition here in the country. And combining local and international submissions, 993 filmmakers participated in the global competition of Nespresso Talents 2021. The prerequisite for every film submission was it should be in vertical format. That's 9:16 with a length of 2 to 3 minutes, and it could be in any genre. While the participants were challenged to share their stories through vertical film, it was challenging for the local jury to deliberate and narrow down the finalists from the number of promising entries received. I'm already curious about the final 10, and I'm sure you are too. So we'll talk about that later on. We'll talk to the jurors as well. But for now, let me reintroduce our special, wonderful local jury. First up, we have multi-awarded filmmaker Quark Henares. Hi, Quark.
Hello. Oh my gosh, it's such a rainy day. I have to move inside. Hi, Lexi. Thanks for having me, and guys, thank you. It's such a great honor once again to be part of Nespresso Talents. I mean, it is a great honor to be part of Nespresso Talents. So we had such great fun watching everything, and it was quite inspiring actually. There were lots of really good stuff.
Thank you so much for that, Quark, and we'll be speaking to you later on. Next up, we have renowned actress, producer, director, screenwriter, and author Bella Padilla. She won't be able to join us today, but she did send in a video. Please watch this.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone's doing great today. It's gonna be an exciting day for all of us. But first, I want to say hi to Direk Joey. Hi Direk. Hi to Quark. Hello Quark. And also hi to Mr. Patrick Pasenko of Novatur Coffee Concepts, and of course to Mr. Fabio De Gregorio of Nespresso Asia. Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone involved for letting me be a part of the jury for this year's Nespresso Talents. It was such an amazing ride for me. Also, I think for someone who's trying to survive the pandemic without cinema, you know, it was such a treat for me to watch new concepts and new ideas, and also especially since it was in vertical form, that was such a treat for me. So thank you so much, Nespresso, for letting me be a part of this. I had such a great time watching the films of not just the 10 finalists, but everyone who submitted and everyone who made it to, I guess, the short list. There was such a wide range of topics this year, and I'm excited for you guys to find out who made our top 3. Thank you.
Next up, we have award-winning director, screenwriter, and author, Direk Jose Joey Javier Reyes.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me just echo what Quark and Bella said earlier. I mean, it is such an honor to be part of the jury again this year. And what is even more invigorating is to get a glimpse of all the new voices of the new filmmakers that we have in our country, and the variety of genres, the way they were able to interpret their stories in a span of 2 to 3 minutes. The creation of micro short films such as these is even more difficult, okay, than making a full-length or even 20-minute films, to be able to capture a narrative which is distinctly Filipino and carrying the theme which is being demanded by the competition. So to everybody who participated, and especially the top 10 and the winners, you're all very inspiring, and it gives us great hope that the future of Philippine cinema, despite, in spite, and because of the living conditions we have to bear with right now, we have a great future ahead of us. So let's get on, okay? And I am so totally hepped up and inspired. Thank you.
I can't wait to speak to you later, Direk Joey. Thank you so much for joining us today. Next up, we have Nespresso Southeast Asia Regional Business Development Manager, Fabio De Gregorio. Hi, Fabio. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Lexi. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today, and thank you especially for joining us for this special day. I can only echo what the juries have been saying. For me as well, not being an expert in terms of filmmaking, it's always a great pleasure to watch the film and to exchange with our professional jury. So I can only say that I was again amazed by the quality of the film, especially considering the pandemic that we are still unfortunately living today. And so now for me it was a great moment. I really loved the film I watched. I really encourage all the person if they can to go and visit our website nespresso.com/talents to see actually all the amazing film that have been shortlisted in the Philippines and as well across the world. So I wish you a great moment of pleasure, of relaxation, and very happy to be with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Fabio. And finally, we have Novateur Coffee Concepts Managing Director, Patrick Pesenko. Let's hear a few words from Mr. Pesenko.
Hi, Lexi. Good afternoon to everyone. It's our second year of Nespresso Talents in the Philippines. And again, I would like to thank everyone, especially the participants. We now have 23 listed films that were sent. And definitely, you can see the quality, more numbers of entries. And imagine being shot during the pandemic. This happened literally the entire pandemic lockdown. So definitely, it's very impressive. Again, I would like to also thank everyone, the organizers behind it, who helped us, the Film Development Council of the Philippines, College St. Benil, Film School, of course, our judges, who took time to view the different entries. It's definitely an interesting deliberation, what Quark mentioned. We really had fun together. And of course, Nespresso, Kara Fabio and the HQ for supporting such young market. It's our 4th year in the Philippines, and having Nespresso Talents, having the support and the funds, we really appreciate the belief and the sincerity, that just shows the sincerity of the brand, to promote such young talents, So of course, I would like to thank also Mia, Millet, and the entire marketing team to help set this up. So today's theme, doing's everything, definitely is very timely. With this difficult situation everyone's facing in the world, it basically levels the playing field, whether you're rich or poor, and everyone's affected. Some can relate, or some know someone that either have been affected or have unfortunately passed away due to the pandemic. So the theme doing's everything is very timely. The frontliners, the health workers, the people out there, that's selling in our stores. These are the people that's really driving the economic engine in spite of the pandemic. So they are really doing what is needed in this time of need. For vaccines, everyone's we started getting vaccinated. So it's also why doing everything is also important. As you know, vaccination, there's a lot of levels, right? A1 to A5. So we have to do our part, to follow the rules. Instead of trying to, try to get cut the line. Are we doing our part? Are we waiting for those, especially if you're the A5 or A6? Are we waiting for our turn to get vaccinated and prioritize the people that's prioritized by the government? The community pantries, we've seen a lot of numerous actions. That's during the pandemic. We have several community pantries that's being initiated. Recycling programs, especially now with the rain, we expect floods again. Are we doing our part in the recycling, waste management? These coming elections, did we register? And let's make sure we vote wisely. And so doing the right thing can also be difficult, but we have to, right? That's our part. It's more than just wearing a Philippine map logo on your shirt and claim that we love the country. So the theme is truly very especially important to us. So Nespresso, again, has been constantly pushing the boundaries in sustainability from providing better livelihood to the farmers and responsible sourcing to planting to harvesting to selling to recycling and supporting the arts and culinary in the world. So I look forward to today's exemplary event. So take care, everyone, especially from this typhoon rain that we're experiencing right now. Thank you, Lexi.
Thank you so much for that, Patrick. Doing is indeed everything. And thank you so much for bringing an opportunity like this to our local filmmakers. Now I'd like to invite Mr. De Gregorio on screen to give his welcome remarks.
Thank you, Lexi. Thank you, Patrick, for the words you just mentioned. No, I mean, again, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining this special moment. So the reward ceremony for Nespresso Talents 2021. As some of you may know, Nespresso Talents is a global program that we launched already in 2016, bringing together next generation passion for film. And we are indeed very happy, as Patrick said, to already have the second edition here in the Philippines. And actually this year, the theme chosen is Doing is Everything. So Doing is Everything is something very important for us because it is at the heart of our business for Nespresso. Our business is built around the people who grow and harvest our coffee beans. We account today approximately 110,000 coffee farmers around the world who participate in the Nespresso AAA Sustainable Quality Program. In 2003, we launched this program with the NGO, the Rainforest Alliance, to help ensure a long-term supply of sustainability produced high-quality coffee. Today, more than 400 dedicated agronomists work on the ground with these men and women, offering the tools and knowledge to help farmers improve their quality, yield, and environmental practices in 14 countries. At the same time, the program contributes to bettering the livelihood of farmers, their families, and their community through improved farming and business practices. Therefore, the theme Doing is Everything was something that was truly close to Nespresso because it is one of the pillars of our business, and I must say as well, especially close to me and to all the people we work with in the Philippines that Patrick is representing. So again, thank you for joining, and I wish you a good ceremony.
Thank you so much for your kind words as well, Fabio De Gregorio. Well, it's good to see everybody here. So why don't we have a brief discussion on how those beautiful filmmakers did on the local entries especially, because we will be showing the top 10 in a while. Let's talk about the selection process or your criteria. So let's bring everyone on screen. Well, I was going to say on stage, but of course we're in very different times. So let's all pop up on the screens. Hello again, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm the lone thorn amongst the roses today. So let's head on straight to the questions. Patrick, can you tell us in your own words about this year's film showcase innovation? In terms of innovation, what were your thoughts on it?
So as you know, as we all know, Nespresso is the pioneer of single portion coffee. So innovation is really one of the heart foundation of Nespresso. So for Nespresso Talents, they pioneered basically the vertical shorts, how it's being shot, no? Way before TikTok, you know. And you see that the innovation it's how the film, the angle is being done. But most importantly, I think how you use this innovation to still make the story inspiring. You know, at the end of the day, the very heart is the story and the impact to the viewers. So that's for me, it's innovation. It's a tool, but same objective.
Right, and talk about innovation. I mean, the vertical format. Quark, what are your thoughts on how these filmmakers got to use it? Have you ever tried doing a film in vertical format? I mean, isn't it a little bit disconcerting? But they seem to do such a great job.
Yeah, no, it's super disconcerting. It's kind of like getting really out of your comfort zone, Lexi. I think, you know, I've been trained actually, like not even just square, but to that horizontal, the letterbox format my whole life. So I don't even know if I've actually done a vertical video professionally. I mean, I've tried, of course, with Instagram and TikTok, etc. But wow, the way these guys innovate is amazing. there was one entry that I super loved. I remember it was like 2 floors of a house, and you could see what was going on upstairs and downstairs at the same time. There were some that were one of the winners. Of course, I won't say, but there was a lot of technical innovation there, and there were some who actually used split screen, but above and below. So that was really cool. And before anything, I just want to say thank you to Patrick and Fabio. I'm really enjoying my caramel creme brulee Nespresso. Dream come true with the Aerochino every day of my life. I've been loving it, guys.
Thanks, Clark. Thanks, Clark.
Oh my goodness, I think my coffee is lacking. I see Fabio drinking. Direct, do you have coffee with you? I think
yes, I do.
You do. I think I have been forgotten, but that's okay. Well, we're going to move on now to the exploration of the theme. And Bella Padilla shares her point of view on how she saw doing is everything in the local film entries. Watch this.
I think that the theme, doing is everything, was integrated so well into this year's films. And when I say doing is everything, I mean they did everything to shoot vertically and maximize the frame they had. They also did everything to make me feel and understand what the pandemic experience was like for them, or to the people who use topics that weren't related to the pandemic. They also made me try and understand what they were going through or what they are going through. So it was interesting to see such different ends of the spectrum. There were also so many recurring themes. I saw a lot of community pantry stories. I saw a lot of documentaries about the pandemic. One of my favorites from these short documentaries is, I have my notes here, Ambag sa Pantry-demic. I loved it so much. It showed the positivity of Filipinos. It showed that there is a way to tell our story without being too dramatic or emotive, and I love that so much. And from the short films I saw that were non-documentary style, my favorite was Napamata Ako sa Sadit na Kinaban. So artistic, super out of the box, or in this case, out of the rectangle, and I enjoyed it so much.
I think
it
might be frozen.
I think we had, yeah.
I didn't notice that for a while until I said, oh.
I know, right? I mean, let's see what. Like,
I know.
When we're freeze framed, we always look like that or whatever.
But it's raining right now. It's very strong typhoon right now, Fabio. Here,
Yeah.
just right from the time we started. It's
yeah, I'm so worried that my power will be cut off any minute. You know,
earlier, when you started talking, when that started, it got some effect. She got affected. So far, all of us were still okay, right? I mean, cheers to us. You know? I mean, it's like,
yeah.
So what will happen next?
No. Maybe what would be interesting is Quark just add to the vertical, to the rise of the vertical format, which was asked by Lindsay earlier. I think this should be. I think this was brought about by all the smartphones, all the videos that you have on the smartphones, all the TikToks, all the Instagram lives. I mean, this is a product, the aesthetics of social media. This is not our generation anymore, Quark. The way they visualize the world, okay? The way they visualize the world from the lens of smartphones, okay? Now, here's my question, though. What do you think of the values, of the production values in all the local submissions? Wow, the production values of the local submissions this year is really astounding, considering the conditions that they had to live with, okay, and the manner by which they had to produce these films. It's really mind-boggling. Okay, I teach in school and I handle thesis films of kids, and there are all these protocols that you have to follow in order to protect yourself. in order to be able to shoot your film amidst a pandemic. And this is really so inspiring, because not only is it inspiring because of its technical value, but because of the courage to say things about what is happening in the here and now, using the vertical format, using the experimental form, but more so capturing the heart of the Filipino. That for me is also important. The Filipino-ness and the universality of the message. So this year, if last year was awesome, this year was really inspiring because of the conditions that they had to go through in order to produce these films. All right.
Hi, gentlemen. I'm back. I'm back. You know,
Storm, I think, no?
Exactly. This is the problem with, with our new way of doing things. But you know what? We all make do. And I know that Direct Joey made Salo with such gusto. So I'm not worried about it in the least. Thank you so much for that, gentlemen. Well, of course, we also have a question for Fabio, if you don't mind. Can you sum up what made Nespresso Talent so different this year? Direct Joey sort of touched on it as well, that they, it leveled up a little bit. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, but for me, so obviously, on a professional point of view, I cannot contradict the Direct Joey. I mean, I can only say that for me, it's the second edition that I'm part of the jury, and actually both editions they have been done during the pandemic. So for this year, I really enjoyed this year. I liked very much the team. As mentioned before, so doing is everything. I think it was extremely inspiring, and I must say that given in fact this specific context we are all still in at the moment, those fields, most of them, they have been a source of inspiration to me. So even behind the technical aspects that we could consider for a film, I was really touched by several of them. For me, those films helped me to as well understand better the Filipino culture, and I really like them because they touch important aspect and cultural aspect that are important for Filipinos, and for me that's a great. They represent a great value. In addition, as I was saying before, doing is everything is at the heart of the Nespresso business, and the way the different artists have produced their film was very close to things that, in fact, personally I value a lot, such as family, such as hardship, and other themes such as those ones. So no, for me it was again a great session. I was also very happy on a personal point of view when we meet together to rank the different films. That actually my ranking was kind of making sense a little bit compared to the ones of the different juries. So that made me quite happy on a personal level. So no, great experience again. Thank you, Lexi.
Well, you know what? You gentlemen have given so many good insights. Thank you so much for getting everyone super revved up and excited to see all of these films. Now, I will see you again later on. But for now, I'd like to say goodbye first to these gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. But we will not keep all of you waiting, because we will now be announcing our top 10 finalists. Let's watch this.
Sa ospital, ilang oras siyang nakikipagsalamuha sa harap ng mga hindi maipintang mukha ng mga pasyente niya. Pero ma, kinakaya ko na pong akayin yung sarili ko sa mga pagkakataong hindi kita kasama. Ma, uwi ka na. Pinagluto kita.
nag-start ako maging independent person nung high school ako. Parang siguro masabi ko na ring elementary. Pag may tumawag sa akin on call, mga customer ko before, dati sa salon, pupunta ako sa kanila. May mga sa akin na commission na papadrawing, ayan, kasi sa online, sa Facebook. Then pag may mga, ayan, ngayon yung tutor, gagawin ko ang lahat para kina mama at sa kapatid ko. Para sa kanila, hindi ako susuko.
Wow, may pasalubong si Papa, oh. Kumusta? Ayos ka lang ba?
But life is like the sea. Waves crash endlessly. Let it be.
Saan kaya makikita niyo? Sa inyo kayang maghapong pagtatiyaga? Sa hapunan kaya'y mayroong mailalaga.
Bakit daw marketing management yung pinili ko na kurso? Nung tumingin ako nun sa nanay ko, tinanong niya ako, bakit daw hindi ko sundin yung gusto ng puso ko? Tapos dun ko sinabi sa kanya na bawat galaw ba ng kamay ko, bawat sipa ng paa ko, matutulungan ko ba kayo ng pagsasaka?
Meron akong project sa Linggo ng Kabataan. Sabi niya, willing ka ba tulungan ako sa project ko na mag-pre-haircut ako? Ikaw ang kukunin ko at meron pang isa. Sabi ko, oo naman, willing ako na suportahan ka sa project mo. Masayang-masaya po ako sa paggugupit kasi nakikita ko pong nakakatulong ako at masaya sila sa ginagawa ko.
Ang kinabanda ay nag-iikot sa ko. Ako ang nag-iikot sa kinaaban. Mayo ining iniikutan. Mayo ining padudumanan. Ako ang magpapasya kat sa iyang puro asin poon.
My goodness. I mean, it's amazing the amount of genres, all the different kinds of, the out of the box thought process of all of these 10 finalists is just amazing. And they were able to shape and share their stories short film. Bravo to all 10. And I know we had over 70 finalists, 70 entrants. So, this says something for the film industry, how it can go out of the box if it really needs to. Now, we are going to award the 3 best local films. Assessed with the expertise of the local jury, we are pleased to present Nespresso Talent Philippines Top 3. Our third place winner will receive a cash prize in Philippine pesos equivalent to 500 euros, Nespresso machine and coffee, and a trophy. To award, let me please call back Quark Inares. Quark, take it away. Quark, I'd like to ask you to unmute because we can't hear you.
Oh my gosh, I've been talking with my mic muted. Sorry about that.
Quite a bit, but that's okay. Go for it. Take 2. Quark, take it away.
You can see me. Okay. No, well, for the number 3, I just wanted to say that our top 3 is, you know how they always say na parang you're all winners in our hearts. This is actually true with our top 3. We actually spent more than an hour deliberating where the top 3 should be placed. because they were all really good. In fact, I think for me and Fabio, this may have been our top. So the what we liked about it, well, number one, it's very timely. There a lot of the films shown were about, of course, the pandemic and people dealing with the pandemic, but this one showed it in a very unique and ingenious way. And you kind of like even the concept itself was pretty cool and unique. But then something happens towards the end where it kind of actually becomes a story, and then the last frame is so powerful. It really just kind of like blew us away because we were already happy with what we had, and then it just kept on. I know every additional shot just kind of made it a stronger film. So the third place film of Nespresso Talents 2021 under the national category is Special Delivery by Gerald Foliente. Woohoo!
Wow, may pasalubong si Papa, oh. Kumusta? Ayos ka lang ba?
Wow, Gerald, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
How did you feel when you found out that you won third place? And to be part of top 3 is such a big honor.
I think first of all, I think that being part of the Philippine shortlist in itself is already a big win for us, and now being part of the top 3, wow, we are very grateful. I think, and I watched all the films, and they're all good. I think everyone deserves to be on this spot, and that's why I'm very humbled receiving this award. I'm very grateful. I think, and I want you to know that I'm not the only one behind this film. Of course, I want to thank Cinematica team for giving me the opportunity to make this story a reality. Of course, from the gaffer, actor, writer, cinematographer, production manager, producer, editor, everyone gave their heart in this film, and it's heartwarming to know that people felt something watching it. They love it, and I think that's already enough for me. And it's a bonus that I'm here. A moment like this, receiving this award, make the struggles really worth it. I think I'm not good in expressing gratitude, but word of the day, grateful. I think this means so much to us, and my heart is full. And I want to thank every one of you from Team Special Delivery.
Wow, Gerald. I mean,
Awesome.
you definitely were. If there was one thing that I could get out of that is you're very grateful. And it's so
Yes.
unbelievable that for a vertical film of 2 to 3 minutes, it takes a whole village, because you mentioned everybody that was part of the process. Because it's a
Yes.
TikToks and Instagram, as Quark said, right? I mean, a lot of times it's just pretty much you and that's it. And then you click and it's there. But for you, it really took a village. Congratulations to you and your team, Gerald.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congrats,
Moving
Gerald.
on now. Yes, absolutely. And thank you again, Quark, for announcing the third place winner. Now, on to our second place winner. He will receive a cash prize in Philippine peso equivalent to 1,000 euros, an espresso machine and coffee, and of course, a trophy as well. To award, let's watch this video from Miss Bella Padilla.
So our second place winner for today is a film that stood out because they used not just the vertical framing in the best way possible, but this filmmaker also used his creativity more than most, I think, in our short list. He mixed reality and fiction in the best way I know possible. He made us feel emotions that we forgot to tap during the pandemic because we're so focused on fighting this global pandemic that I think we forgot about our personal issues. And that's why I personally also really love this film. The visuals are great, the emotion is great. And so the runner-up of Nespresso Talents 2021 under the national category is Ma by Dexter Paul de Jesus. Congratulations, Dexter.
Sa ospital, ilang oras siyang nakikipagsalamuha sa harap ng mga hindi maipintang mukha ng mga pasyente niya. Pero ma, Kinakaya ko na pong akayin yung sarili ko sa mga pagkakataong hindi kita kasama. Ma, uwi ka na. Pinagluto kita.
I made this film during the time that I couldn't come home due to community restrictions. And as a mama's boy, it was hard for me missing her home cooked meals. So I made this film. And thank you to Nespresso Talents and to the jury. And I dedicate this award to my mother, to my cast and crew, Ace, Mac, to my Irog, to my family and friends. Yeah, thank you, Nespresso Talents.
Thank you so much for that message, Dexter. And now, to announce the winning entry for this year's Nespresso Talents 2021 under the national category, he will receive a cash prize in Philippine peso equivalent to 1,500 euros, Nespresso machine and coffee, of course, and a well-deserved trophy. To announce our grand winner, may I bring back Direct Joey Reyes. The floor is yours, Direct.
Good afternoon. This batch, the 10 shortlisted films, gave the jury such a major problem in deciding as who will be the top 3. And when we finally decided on who will be the top 3, there was another deliberation as to who is going to be on top of the list. For its innovation, its technical innovation, but more so, its ability to use the vertical frame in a manner which has never been explored before and not seen in the other entries. For its theme, which is both Filipino and at the same time carrying the importance of universality, of doing is everything, of the ability of the individual to move on, most especially at the time when self-initiative, self-worth, but more so confidence and faith in the world are things that really matter. For its ability, for the film's ability to convey a message which is not only for the here and now, but carries a certain degree of timelessness in bringing about the value of humanity and mankind. The grand prize winner of the Nespresso Talents Philippines 2021 is Napamata Ako sa Sadit na Kinaban, or I Woke Up on a Little Planet, by Arianmar H. Rebata. Congratulations.
Ang kinaban da ima nagiikot sa ko. Ako ang nagiikot sa kinaban. Mayo ining iniikutan. Mayo ining padudumanan. Ako ang magpapasya kat sa iyang puro asin poon. Nagaasa sa na ini sa sakuyang pag-ikot sa iya.
Huge congratulations to you, Armar. My goodness, how was it working on a vertical film? I mean, it was so beautiful and so innovative. And of course, apart from working on vertical, how are you feeling that you won first prize? Arjanmar, kindly unmute yourself.
Muted.
Thank you very much.
Hello po. So, una po, ayan niyo po kung magsalita sana ng Tagalog. And nagpapasalamat una ako kay Direct Joey nung narinig ko kasi yung mga sinabi niya kanina. Mas naiyak ako dun kasi mas naramdaman kong naipahayag ko pala ng maayos yung pelikula. Kasi somehow, istorya ko din siya na ngayong pandemic na yung lumiit yung mundo mo. Mas lalo namang lumalaki yung kalungkutan. Sa atin, mas meron ding mga nakaramdam ng depression, ng anxiety. Pero yun nga, mas dadaig pa rin yung pakikipaglaban na yan, magpatuloy ka and babalik pa rin sa normal. Na hindi man ito tungkol sa pandemic, tungkol man ito sa buhay, babalik at babalik ka, lalaban at lalaban ka. Kaya yun, nagpapasalamat ko na napahayag namin siya ng maayos. And salamat din dahil ironically din sa moment ng tema na doing is everything, nabigyan kami ng pagkakataon na ngayong panahon na walang magawa, nabigyan kami ng pagkakataon na makagawa ng ganitong klaseng pelikula na makapagpahayag din. And nagpapasalamat ko, nandito rin sana hayaan yung isama ko ang asawa ko, and sabi ko nga production assistant namin na aso, kasi kami kahit kami tatlo lang yung nag-shoot, nilaban namin yung kwento. Kasi yun nga, part to ng aming istorya. And salamat ng marami sa Nespresso, salamat ng marami sa mga hurado na napagbigyan kami na maikwento ito. And bonus na lang din na itong nabigay sa amin ng best film.
Congratulations. Ang ganda-ganda ng ginawa mo. Ang ganda-ganda.
Salamat po.
Wonderful, Arjan Mar. Akala ko, kasi sabi mo, asawa mo, tapos yung nakita ko yung aso, so sabi ko, aba, iba rin to, ano? Asawa niya. Pero napakaganda naman ng asawa natin na I'm sure siya talaga yung director, ano? Siya ng instruction, ano?
Opo, ginagalitan niya ako.
Thank you very much for that, Arjan Mar. Once again, congratulations to all of the winners of Nespresso Talent 2021. Well deserved, everybody. And now that we've announced all of those who made it to the top 3, and of course, the number 1 winner, we are going to also know the stories behind it. So we're going to be talking to not only the winners, but the jurors as well. So I'd like to bring back everybody onto the screen. And again, I'm going to be the only thorn among the roses. So to gain much more appreciation to the very purpose of this momentous event, I'd like to invite back on screen our jury, of course, Direct Joey, Quark, Patrick, and Fabio, and the winners, Gerald and Arjan Mar, because unfortunately, Dexter won't be able to join us. The technicalities of today, we're making it, guys. We're still here. The rains are crazy, but you know what? That's not going to stop such a momentous event today. So let's start with the 2 winners that are here with us. So that's Arjan Mar and Gerald, of course. How did you relate your film to this year's theme? Parang, Arjan Mar, parang you mentioned it a little bit, yung doing is everything. So siguro let's start with you, and then we'll move to Gerald. How did you connect this year's theme to what you did?
So yun nga, so tulad nga ng nasabi ko kanina, na ito yung panahon na parang halos wala na tayong mga nagawa, nakulong tayo, lumit yung mundo natin. Pero tayo mismo magpapalaya sa sarili natin hanggat gagawin natin yung gusto natin gawin. And sa pagkakataon nito, sa pamamagitan ng sining, sa pamamagitan ng pelikula, and yun yung pagpapahayag, pagpapalaya, babalik pa rin yung pag-asa na sa dulo, babalik yung normal, babalik yung laban, babalik yung ikaw bilang ikaw.
Correct. Thank you very much for that. What about you, Gerald? I'm sure you share the same sentiments because, you know, all of us are in the entertainment industry, you know, in one way, shape, or form. Ang daming nawala ng trabaho. So, you know, kayod pa rin, diba? So, what's your message about, you know, doing is everything?
I think our film revolves in the question, why are we doing what we are doing right now? Parang, why are we continue living every single day even though life is full of hardships? So parang I think it's because we are doing what we are doing right now because not only for ourselves, it's not only for ourselves, parang but for others too. It can be for our family, loved ones, friends. So parang you can even you can live for the country, parang ganon. Just like the delivery rider in our film, he continues to be strong despite the hardships because he's doing it for his family. And I think, and even if you're doing something for yourself, it's okay too. Parang write your first poem, create your own music, something like that. Struggles will come your way, but I hope you'll still continue to do what you want to do because that continue to do what makes your heart keeps beating. Parang that's the most important part. Parang the courage to continue doing something despite the struggle is everything. Parang think and it doesn't matter if it's small or big or as long as you continue doing it. Despite the struggles, it makes it really worth it. Parang that's the film.
Definitely. I mean, and then in the end, it's really obvious that doing is everything. Seeing that, you know, when you do something for a family or for your country, as you said, I mean, such a beautiful way to say doing is everything. Now, we're going to hear from the jury members as well. Patrick, I'll start with you. You've seen a lot of vertical films in the last few years. So I'd like to know how much the quality and the theme of the entries you received have evolved throughout the years. I mean, how has it changed? I'm sure that the first year, it was still a bit of a struggle also for filmmakers because it's something that's very new. So are there any significant differences that you can point out this year specifically? Patrick, kindly unmute.
It's one of those same thing about this Zoom thing. So yeah, the big difference is that there are more buckets that's filled up from my tears. No, I mean that's the difference. I mean the film that I've seen. No, I mean when Gerald mentioned about why we're doing what we're doing, just shows that he was able to translate and to interpret that in his film. His film alone, I can tell you that Gerald. No, I've shed and I know several colleagues of mine have shed some tears because of your film. So the difference is there are more films that inspire, that touches the heart. Uh, so of course there are very good films of last year. This year you have more of those, more of those, and there's a lot of the story has been very impactful. Definitely the theme really helped. Doing everything really helped create the creativity of I believe the participants. So that itself, there are more 23 shortlisted entries, and one of them entered the international shortlist. That shows the quality of film this year is definitely rampant. No?
Thank you so much for that, Patrick. Well, we also are joined today, of course, by media. Thank you so much for being here. And they do have questions. So the first one will be for Fabio. Well, we were talking about the international landscape as well. Gillette Esguerra of Metro Dot Style would like to ask you, Fabio, what are the things that Nespresso has done to elevate the competition in its purpose every year? Because, of course, there is a competition and it's great, but there's also a purpose for it.
Absolutely, but thank you for the question, and thank you for asking it. So absolutely, that's correct. So we have been doing and running Nespresso Talent since 2016. So now it is the 5th edition, if I'm not wrong, globally, and basically for us, we came with this concept. It all started with first the innovation. So to have a platform where young artists could benefit from to showcase their innovation and their talent, and we found innovation something that we wanted to elevate because it is one of the pillars together with sustainability, together with providing the best quality of coffee that we have been having at Nespresso since 1986. And basically, in fact, so this innovation that we at Nespresso, we brought forward with actually putting coffee in a capsule and then in a coffee machine, which is giving you the best coffee you can have and taste similar to the one you can have in a bar in Italy. We wanted to translate that in an artistic way and to have, in fact, a platform such as Nespresso Talents. Then we decided as well to come with different subjects. Last year we had virtuous circle, exactly, and this year we have doing is everything. So I think everything is growing by itself because we at Nespresso we are growing as a company, and as well the competition is growing per se, and every year we have more and more great films everywhere. What Patrick was saying at the beginning of the reward ceremony, that Philippines is a young Nespresso country, but is a country that is already hosting the 2nd edition of Nespresso Talents, and that is great because it shows that the Philippines is actually a country which has a lot of great people with artistic talent, and to be able to support that through Nespresso Talent is something that makes us very proud. So I would say it is growing per se, and as well thanks to all the participants that are participating at the competition.
Thank you so much for that answer, Fabio. Let's move on now to Direct Joe. I have a question here from Jovelyn Moya of Tatler. What were your thoughts after watching the final roster of videos? And as a follow-up, how was it different judging a 3-minute vertical film from a traditional short film, perhaps? You can jump off from what you were saying a while ago, Direct, because parang bagay na bagay yung tanong, no?
Yeah. it was, as I said, it was very inspiring. It was very awesome to see the top 10, the shortlisted ones. But then when we were, when we cut them down to the top three, that was when the difficulty came in. Number three and number two were heart wrenching pieces. One talks about the mother who has sacrificed her life, okay, amidst all the pandemic. Then you have Gerald's piece, which is about a father sacrificing and putting his life both in danger and at the same time out of duty in order to fulfill his paternal responsibilities. Then you have the grand winner, which is about the world, about introspection leading to a greater definition of your meaning. You see, what happened during the pandemic is that we were locked in, and by being locked in, our sense of vision was not towards the outside, but looking at ourselves in the inside. And because of that, our stories began to assume a completely different form. We began to redefine ourselves when we finally had to look at ourselves and didn't have the disturbance of the outside world to take us away from looking at our own meaning. So this year was very and extremely interesting. Now, what is the difference between this and judging, 20-minute shorts or full-length films? Oh, a lot. This is much more difficult. This is much more difficult to be able to relay an insightful message in a span of 2 to 3 minutes takes a lot of discipline and takes a lot of focus and must require intense and immense technical skill and knowledge of the film language. If you have the luxury of 90 minutes to tell your story, then fine. If you had even 20 minutes to tell your story, then it's a little bit more difficult. But to have 2 to 3 minutes using the vertical form, and for you to be able to relay your message using that format, using the portrait format, that requires a lot of film knowledge and a lot of film sensitivity. So this is not an easy contest. This is not an easy contest. And Lexi, one thing that is most stunning is I found out that there are students who made it to the top 10. Okay, there are students who made it to the top 10 because one of the students is in my workshop, okay, in my directing workshop. And I was just so completely shocked that he was there. He made it to the top 10. I'm pretty sure, okay, that this will be a generation of filmmakers who will be far better than our generation, Quark. Not only because of their technical savvy, but because of all the intense tests they got through in life getting there. And it makes me feel very hopeful about the future, not only of short filmmaking, but of Philippine cinema in general.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that it's still a very positivist attitude towards Filipino films because, we've all taken a beating. A lot of industries have taken a beating. And Direct, we were talking a while ago, the film industry has really suffered. But what also hit me when you said you all had to go internal, it cut me deep. All of us really had to do that. And I think that this is why the display of all of this was so beautiful because it was so raw and it was really from an emotional sort of place.
Yeah, Lexi, and we are living, and I guess everybody, well, like, we are living in such interesting times. The pandemic is not a curse, it's a challenge because we are all going to emerge from this as hopefully better human beings and hopefully with a better vision of the world and hopefully with far more sensitive and responsible filmmakers.
Thank you so much for that, Direk. Okay, now a question is directed to Quark from Adi Pieras of Wonder.ph. How do you think Nespresso Talents paved the way for filmmakers in the Philippines to show their talent and passion for filmmaking and in a pandemic at that?
Yeah. Hey, Adi. Hello. Thanks for that awesome question. I think, well, number one, it's just seeing the films, no? The fact that you go out and you shoot something, you're literally risking your life. you could contract COVID. I mean, thankfully no one did, but that just shows like the passion that we are going to get the story done through all means necessary. And what stories they were, diba? I mean, like a lot of these were really depictions or documentaries about what was happening, what was going on through the community pantries. They were really talking about their time in general. And I think, yeah, like Direct Joey said, no, parang when you're doing vertical filmmaking, it's kind of like it's like a paradigm shift completely. So even though you're just you're going from something that's horizontal to something that's vertical, you're also just basically questioning the film as a language, right? You're creating a new way of storytelling, and we saw so many of that. We saw a lot of, like, what I mentioned earlier, split screens above and below, two story stories. We saw people use the human figure as a whole, as opposed to like medium shots and close ups like you would in a normal movie. And so that's really exciting, because once you kind of like change the way your point of view, everything pretty much follows it. And so it's just really, it's just really thrilling. This has been the most, I guess, passion charged deliberation process I've been in a very long time. And it's because we felt so strongly about the films. And they were, to everybody who was in the top 10, guys. Grabe. I mean, ang gaganda yung mga films nyo. I mean, they more or less all of those films showed up in our personal top 3 list. So it was so hard, coming up with a final 3. So yeah, super excited to see what you guys are coming out with in the future.
And I think emotion and technicality were a push and pull for the finals, right? Because I mean, sometimes it's so simple, and yet it really touches everybody who watches it. You as jurors. So I think that there was a lot of emotion in there, because we're all going through this pandemic together as well, right? So I think it's also that sort of, we all have similar occurrences happening, and the way that they displayed it was just so beautiful. Thank you so much for that answer, Clark. Moving on now to Gerald. Jan Milo Severo of Philstar.com would like to know what are their most memorable moments that you had in producing Special Delivery.
I think in producing special delivery, we face challenges even in the content creation. I think it's more challenging to create. It's challenging to create a story that will encapsulate the team doing is everything. So sabi nga nila, 'di ba, parang ang hirap gumawa ng film na sobrang iksing span of time lang, 2 to 3 minutes. So we decided to focus on creating our story because it's the heart of the film. Parang it doesn't matter what format it is, as long as you have the solid story, as long as you know you what message you want to tell, and everything will comes to its place. Any aspects of the film, the prod design, the cinematography, and any other, parang lahat na yun nakalatag na pag if you have that solid story. It's how you convey the message to the audience. And I think that's the most memorable part, the creation of the story, the fine tuning of the shots, and the to create the shots, the production design, and to create a story that will touch the audience in a certain way. I think it's magical. I think that's the challenge, and that's the most memorable part, to create magic and touch people's lives in just a short span of time. I think that's the most memorable part.
Thank you for that, Gerald. Now we go to Arjan Mar. Your film is, of course, part of the international shortlist, as mentioned earlier. And it's the first time that a Filipino entry made the cut to this category. What was your inspiration and creative process for your winning film?
As I said, the very inspiration is the experiences, or my experiences during this pandemic, and somehow before pandemic, when I somehow experience anxiety, depression, and when I am thinking of this journey or filmmaking journey, which is this really my way of life to continue or not? And so I just felt that my world is shrinking, and I said that habang lumiliit yung mundo ko, dumadami naman yung kalungkutan, mga pagdududa. Pero yun pa rin, pipiliin pa rin natin sa dulo yung pagpapatuloy.
Correct. Pero ano yung feeling mo na, wow, for the first time, a Filipino entry is going into the international contest? Nervous ka ba?
Somehow nakaka-proud na makasama sa international shortlisted. And nung pinanood ko din yung mga finalists, so lalo akong kinabahan na parang nararapat ba ako dito sa shortlisted na ito. Pero ang pagkakataon lang na makasama sa shortlisted na to is para sa akin is masaya ng opportunity or pagkakataon na naibigay na mai-represent ang bansa natin sa international level sa Nespresso Talents.
Well, we're all so proud of you, Arjanmar. Thank you so much for that answer. Now, to close our Q&A, I'd like to ask our 4 jury members one last question. In line with this year's theme of doing is everything, how do you put this message in action in the work that you do? Because, of course, we saw how they depicted it in their short films. But for the 4 of you, how would you say it affects you in your work life? Nako, si Direk parang ready to answer na. I can hear it.
Pauna ka na.
All I did was smile and I get to answer first. You know, like say, to quote the lyrics of a very famous song right now, which is number 1 in Billboard 100, okay? Show it because talk is cheap. Okay, I think the problem nowadays is that so many people are talking, yakking their heads off, but they're doing nothing. I've stopped yakking and decided that instead I will do what I can do within my capacity to make this world a little bit better. Yes, I am a filmmaker, but first and foremost, I am a teacher. And I think filmmaking is also a form of teaching. But for me, my greatest joy is to see my kids blossoming and being able to handle the changes happening in the world with both strength, determination, and principle. I think if there is anything that the pandemic has done to me, it has made me realize my mortality and the senselessness of my mortality unless I give it purpose, real purpose, which is in action rather than in mere words. Gerald here was my student. That's why I was so stunned when I opened the video and I saw Gerald's face. The very presence of Gerald here. And by the way, Arjun Mar over here is also a finalist of another contest, of which I am also part of the competition selection. I mean, seeing these 2 filmmakers is enough reason for me to say, they're doing what they're supposed to do. That is the sense of purpose in life. And am I doing what I love to? Oh yeah, I love teaching. I love making films, and I know that I am validating my existence not just by talking, but by doing what I'm supposed to do. That's all.
Thank you so much for that, Direk. Really, I mean, it seems as though teaching really validates you as a person, and to see a lot of your students here, it must be so heartwarming for you. And the fact that you are quoting from the Billboard Top 100, my goodness, Joey, forever young, I have to say. I think your students keep you young, no, Direk?
Oh yeah, I mean, teaching is better than Botox. Okay, it energizes you. It really energizes you, and the very fact that I can still quote BTS. Okay, then I guess I'm good.
Exactly. Wow, quoting BTS. You're the best, Direk. I love it. All right, Quark, can you follow that? Kaya mo yan?
I don't know how to follow that. It's not only Direct Jose Reyes, but Butter. Am I even quoting the correct song?
Yeah, you're quoting the correct song.
Okay, go Army. I think much like Direct Joey, I think we're kind of like in this stage of our lives where it's like, well, we've told a lot of the stories we wanted to tell, and we've experienced, the great and the blessings of being in this wonderful industry, and so now it's really that part of our career where we're giving back. And so I've been working more as a producer. Fangirl, of course, is now out on Netflix. That is a shameless plug, but kind of like, yes, empowering filmmakers and voices to kind of be able to tell the stories that they want to tell. And then really, we have a movie called Weather the Weather, also coming out soon in the Locarno Film Fest. And it was about it's about basically Daniel Padilla is it's trying to survive the hurricane that happened a few years ago, and then also we have OTJ, which is a reflection on the government today. It very doing is everything, and kind of like those, I guess, who like Derek and I were blessed with being able to tell stories on a grander scale. It's like now it's finally time to kind of like say your piece and fight for what's right? So, yeah.
Thanks so much for that, Clark, and excited to see all of your films as well and how it's coming out on Netflix and all of this. Congratulations to you. I mean, I love that our directors have really just become teachers as well, because you need to hone the next generation, definitely, of Filipino filmmakers. Now, can we hear from Fabio?
No, sure, with pleasure, Lexi. So, no, for us on a business perspective, the question for Nespresso has always been how can we be successful, but at the same time be a force of good and do good in the society, and that's why this year the team doing is everything was in fact the one that we choose, and that actually reminds me already some time ago when I was a bit younger, and I remember one of my first manager that I had in Switzerland used to say, as a company, Nespresso, Nestlé, we are too big to be trusted, but big enough to make a difference. And actually, when I thought about it, and I was still young, I couldn't really understand the complete meaning of that. And I must say that now, after already, quite a lot of years after that, I can realize what that could mean. And for us at Nespresso, that is actually the work that we do with the farmers, that we work directly with them, we improve their livelihood, etc. And we do that not because we are philanthropists, but we do that because we know that at the end of the day, if we want to have the best coffee for our consumer, that's the way to do. And at the end, that creates a great and virtuous circle, and that makes at the end everything work, and makes us employee as well proud of working for such a company. Then, in fact, as Derek Joe said, as Quark said, and I'm sure Patrick will relate to, as personal human being, we have as well our own values, and I think that before being just an employee, a manager, or whatever, you're already a human being. You can be a father, you can be a mother, and actually, what you are doing every day, you can relate with the films that we saw and watched. So this is it for me, and again, I mean, that was really a great experience to watch those films, and well done again to all the participants, especially to the winners.
Thank you very much for that, Fabio. I love virtuous circle. I'll remember that. I really like that. And finally, can we hear from Patrick, please?
Thanks, Maxi. Thanks, everyone, for your wonderful remarks. For us in Novatur, our vision, it's called To Inspire Excellence for Nation Building. That's our vision. And how we came up, our leadership team, we sat the whole morning, we did our own morning exercise together, and we came up with this vision and mission. And it's all word, everything's word. We deliberated, we talked, why inspire excellence for nation building? Such a very, big words, no? I guess it's more, we want to really be authentic in terms of doing the right thing. I'm not sure if Fabio can relate being in Singapore and Switzerland, but in the Philippines, there's a lot of areas where doing the right thing is even harder. It's easier to do the wrong thing, but doing the right thing, is hard, meaning it will take time, it will take discipline. And we told ourselves, we will have to do the right path. We go to the higher road, even though it's harder, right? That's what we're doing, and not in spite of the struggles, no? Number two, as a faith-believing company, we try to share our faith to everyone about hope, especially nowadays with the lockdown. In spite of everything, there's hope, and there's a lot of things to still be grateful. So we try to do it through that. And of course, being providing Nespresso of being recycling, right? We want also be authentic, wherein we find ways to push the recycling. It's hard to find this recycling company to recycle the capsule. it's hard to find in the Philippines. I mentioned in other countries, it took us a while, no, to smelt. We have this Japanese company in the Philippines, in Katipunan, and they finally found they smelt our coffee capsules, Nespresso capsules into aluminum bricks, no, and sells it to several car manufacturing. So we did that, and the now next step is to have KPIs to increase the recycling program. So that's what we plan to do in our own small way in the Philippines.
Thank you so much for that, Patrick. And gentlemen, thank you again for all of your wonderful insights. I give you a round of applause. I'm sure that everyone who are watching are applauding everybody. Once again, there you have it. Thank you so much for everyone's enthusiasm. In case we weren't able to answer your questions, because I know there were a lot of questions coming in, don't worry, as our team has collated all of them, and they'll be sure to get back to you after the event. Congratulations once again to our winners under the national category, and we'll be on the lookout for the announcement of the international winners on July 9th. All of you are proof that whatever life throws at us, we can always bounce back and tell our stories as long as we have the will to do it, because doing is everything. Now, to our media friends and to all of the viewers in our Facebook live stream, we invite you to visit the Nespresso talent page, www.nespresso.com/talents on July 9th, as Nespresso holds its International Competition Awarding. And to our other aspiring filmmakers, we look forward to having you when we launch Nespresso Talents 2022. Now, before we do end the program, of course, I love being the only woman around all of these men. We do need a photo, don't we? Yeah. I think that it's only fair. I would have loved to be in the middle, but that's okay. I can be here.
There you are.
You know what? If you think it, it will happen. So I think that we can count it down. Everybody, please smile in 3, 2. Okay na ba, Direk? Okay. All good.
Okay, guys.
Thank you so much once
Thanks,
again.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank you very
again.
much.
Wonderful discussion.
Thank you,
Congratulations to our winners as well. Thank you so much to both the jurors and the winners. Now, thank you to everyone who has participated and shared their talents. This is definitely still a win for everyone, I'm sure. We'd also like to express our gratitude to the jurors and, of course, to Nespresso for giving all of us this platform to come together and share our passion and love for filmmaking. In case you're sharing stories about the event, please don't forget to use the official hashtags Nespresso Talents and Doing is Everything. You can also tag our official accounts at Nespresso.phl on Facebook and at Nespresso.ph on Instagram. Let us continue to defy the norms and tell the story of the extraordinary. See us again next year for another round of enchanting Nespresso talents. This has been Lexi Schultz. Have a great week, everybody.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world that preserves the best of our world with human care and creativity. With every cup, we elevate every coffee moment into a movement with taste and purpose. Protecting what's precious to ensure exceptional quality. Celebrating farmers as artists who craft rare coffee. Reviving devastated farmlands to grow new beginnings. Transforming capsules into infinite possibilities. With every cup, we continue a journey that started 30 years ago with millions of coffee lovers. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso. What else?
Okay. Oh, you want me to start with this one?
Care is protecting a way of life for generations.
Care is about balancing human activities with nature.
Thinking practically and responsibly.
Respetar la naturaleza.
Committing to be carbon neutral by 2022.
Care is taking action on behalf of fairness and sustainability.
Creating resilient communities. Recognizing women's strength.
Sentir amor y determinación por lo que hago.
Empowering women everywhere.
Mejorar la calidad de vida de los caficultores.
Making sure farmers have a stable income.
Taking their destiny into their own hands.
El cuidado es proteger a mi familia.
Respecting farmers' craft in every cup.
Care is the difference.
The difference.
The difference.
La diferencia.
Care is bringing passion to everything you do.
Devotion to every detail.
Care is rich cocoa notes with a hint of fruit.
Elevar el sabor único de cada café que creamos.
Care is letting me finish this cup of coffee.
Care is creating a product that inspires the world.
Refining your craft.
Care is a gift and a promise. A gift from those before us and a promise to those who follow.
What else?
Glad you asked. Care is a call to all mankind to help the earth know her name again. Care is a service to our communities, our environments, service to a future where hope truly is eternal because we worked for it, we advocated and built a way to it, and we'll make that journey together.
Care is doing more listening than talking.
Sharing your gifts.
Care is producing something that makes people happy.
Care is supporting our community because together we're stronger.
Care is when a company of environmentalists, parents, socially conscious individuals, people just like you, set out to prove the good that good taste can do.
Proving good taste and good values go hand in hand.
Made with care. Hecho con cuidado.
For all we're doing, it's still just a start.
Care is what goes into every single cup of Nespresso.
Nespresso. What else?